Are we all here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, the court calls case number 611101. State versus Brianna Elizalde. Ms. Elizalde,
Yes, yes.
good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
It is my understanding that there has been an agreement for a plea. Ms. Valenzuela?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The charge is failed to ID as a fugitive with the warrant by giving or attempting or intending to give false information, whatever. Okay. Ms. Elizalde, please raise your right hand.
I don't know if you can see me. I can't. Okay. Yes.
All right. You're not driving, right?
I just switched over. No.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good. You may put your hand down, please.
Thank you.
Ms. Elizalde, in any criminal proceeding, it is important that we make a record of the fact that you have particular constitutional rights and protections that you are aware of. Let's talk about several of them, maybe about 5, maybe 6. But first of all, you always have a right to remain silent. These rights that I'm going to recite with you, discuss with you, they are rights that are provided in the U.S. and Texas constitutions. It is important that you're aware that in entering a plea, you're going to give up all these rights that we're going to talk about. And I want to make sure you know that and that you're doing it voluntarily. The first right we're going to talk about is the right to remain silent. That means you do not have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit paperwork to this court, especially papers that you have signed and that they confess or admit wrongdoing. You also have a right to a jury trial. 6 people from the community selected by the state and your attorney to hear the case, hear the evidence, and decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. You have the right to confront any witnesses that would testify if you went to trial. That is, your attorney would cross-examine, question, challenge any witness who would testify. You have the right to an appeal. An appeal is essentially a right that you could exercise or your attorney could exercise for you, or the two of you would do together, wherein you would demand that a higher court review the official record of this proceeding and the evidence for whatever challenge you wanted to make. Those rights, including the right of appeal that we've just mentioned, and there's another right, the right to have this hearing in a public courtroom, our public courtroom, County Court of Law number 5. If in fact you enter a plea and you wish to enter a plea, you'll be giving up all of those rights, each one of them. Do you understand? Have you discussed with your attorney the rights that we're talking about?
Yes.
And you are willing to give up those rights and enter a plea, is that correct?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, intimidate you, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea?
No.
All right. Now, the right to have this hearing in public is a right that the state has too. They have the right to have this in public. And they'll be agreeing, and there'll be documents shortly, they'll be agreeing to go and do what's called a video conference. And that's a right that, or rather an agreement that you're making also, that you're willing to do this as we are doing by video conference, by computer. And that is being placed on YouTube. So this is a public hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes. Now
All right. Now, Patricia, let's start with the documents. I'm going to show you documents. In showing you these documents, we're going to repeat these rights several times to make a record, make sure that you know and understand your rights that you're giving up. The very
Okay.
first one we're showing you, all of these documents with one exception at the top, if you see it right now on the screen that you're looking at, it says cause number 611101, the state of Texas versus Brianna Elizalde in County Court at Law number 5, Bexar County, Texas. The title of this particular document is State's Consent to Video Conference. As I mentioned shortly, the state has the right to demand that this conference be held in the public courtroom, but because of COVID, the pandemic, we're not doing that. I want you to note that this document is signed by Andrew Harris Edelman, Assistant District Attorney, indicating that they agree to do this by video conference. The document you're now being shown has the same information at the top, the identifying information. The title of this document is Discovery Acknowledgement. Discovery means to find or to be presented with information. The law we're talking about is Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. You see that at the very top line.
Yes.
That law requires the state. It demands that the state present to you and your attorney all of the information, documents, receipts, videos, whatever, regarding your case that is required by the state so that you and your attorney can make an intelligent and informed decision. You'll notice that this has been signed by your attorney, Ms. Valenzuela, and by Mr. Edelman, indicating that they know and understand and agree that that law has been obeyed. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now I'm showing you another document, again with the identifying information at the top. This one is titled Defendant Consent to Video Conference. This is your written document where you agreed to go on video conference instead of the public courtroom. Do you see your signature down there, or that this has an official signature of yours
Yes.
and your attorney? All right. The next document is again the identifying information. Then this one is titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That's big words for saying we have discussed and made very clear to you the specific rights that you have. There's three sentences that are separated right at the top. The first one says that you do not need me to read to you the official document that accuses you of failing to ID as a fugitive with the intent of giving false information. That's the second sentence that identifies the exact charge. The third sentence says that you are entering a plea of nolo contendere, no contest, to the charge. Did you see and understand those three introductory or beginning sentences?
Yes.
The rest of this document is divided into 15 separate divisions. They are numbered 1 through 15. Number 1 talks about the range of punishment, how much punishment we can give you as a result of the offense that you've committed or that you are going to plead to. You'll notice there's a stack of little boxes. Each one says something about the range of punishment. The one
Yes.
that's checked off says that the offense that you're charged with is called a Class A offense. You can be fined from $0 all the way to $4,000, and you can be put in jail from 0 days to 1 year in jail. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
Number 2 says it talks about the constitutional rights that we have been speaking of. It repeats these: jury trial, cross-examination of witnesses, the right to remain silent. And it says, very importantly, I freely and voluntarily waive, that is, give up those rights. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
And you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Number 3, have you ever had any kind of mental health problems?
I mean, I've been diagnosed bipolar, but I have my own opinion about it, so I'm not taking medication or seeing a doctor for it. No.
Okay, so right now you're telling me that you are not under the influence of any kind of medication?
No.
All right. Now, did you read or together with your attorney carefully read all 15 of these paragraphs,
I did.
or paragraphs or divisions? Number 8, where were you born, ma'am?
In San Antonio, in the US.
Okay, all right. I will find and note in the paperwork that you are a U.S. citizen. All right. Now, one of the things that I need for you to know and understand is the deal that you're making with the state. It's up to me as the judge. I have the authority and responsibility to either say, yes, it's okay, or no, I don't accept it. I can also give you any punishment in the proper range of punishment that we talked about for Class A, even if the punishment I select is heavier than what you agreed to. However, if I reject your deal, or if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to, then you would be allowed to start all over again. Do you understand that?
Yes.
We're going to scroll down all the way to number 15. Number 15 says that you have the right to demand that I order a risk and needs assessment. That means that we could stop everything right now, and I can order that there be a study made to determine what things or needs that you have that we can help you with. Do you want me to stop everything and do that, or do you want to go ahead and go through with this plea?
I'm ready to just continue.
All right, and you've already signed the document that says that, haven't you?
Yes.
All right. Scroll. The document you're seeing there is the one where the state agreed to the video conference. We're kind of going over the ones we've already seen. All right, the document shown to you now, again with the introductory information. This one says trial courts certification of defendant's right of appeal. This is where I, as a judge, certify, and the 5th box, if you notice, has a check mark. It says, as far as your right to appeal, it says this is a plea bargain case and the defendant has no right of appeal. Did you see and understand that?
Yes.
I have signed it, so has your attorney and you. We're now going to show you some other documents. What type of supervision is this going to be, Mr. Edelman?
This will not be supervision, Your Honor. We intend that this be judgment satisfied.
Okay, very good. Do we have the plea agreement, Patricia? There it is. All right. This is titled plea agreement. That's at the very top. It's a little different from the others. It does identify you by name and the case number. You have, I have marked or had marked that you've talked about the right to remain silent.
Yes.
It's been marked, and then there's one mark says that you are a U.S. citizen. That is official. And
Yes.
below that is a section called defendant's acknowledgements. There's 5 vertical boxes. Next to each one is a statement concerning the rights and the discussions we've had. You're aware that all 5 of these boxes were checked, that these things have been discussed with you. You're aware of them. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Alrighty. Then scroll, please. This identifies, the next section identifies the charge that's involved here. You will be ordered, ma'am, to appear within 7 days over at the offices for County Court at Law number 5. You need to have your thumbprint placed on the documents that require that. Do you understand that? You have to go over there. It's a hallway behind the courts. It's on the 4th floor, County Court number 5, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, officially, your plea to the charge is what? You tell me.
I am pleading no contest
Very good.
and, okay,
Based on the plea of no contest and the evidence, I can convict you. Do you understand that?
yes.
All right. Then based on your plea and the evidence, I find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and I do find you guilty. Your sentence is 2 days in Bexar County Jail. 0 fine, 0 costs. You are granted credit for time served. Time and money run concurrently. The court finds that you have satisfied the judgment and you owe nothing further to the state of Texas or this court concerning this charge. Any questions, Ms. Elizalde?
No.
Mr. Ailman,
Nothing from the state, sir.
Ms. Valenzuela?
So that is our agreement, Your Honor.
All right. Don't forget, you need to go over there and have your thumbprint placed on the papers, Ms. Elizalde. Other than that, basically, you're free and clear, ma'am.
Okay,
Stay out-
thank you.
Stay out of trouble. You and your loved ones be safe, okay?
Thank you. You too.